As the winter of 2026 slowly but surely approaches us, we are getting closer and closer and closer to Scream 7. The rocky, wild road that it has been to get there, but we are almost there. I am counting down the days. I am ready. Do I think, do I wish, do I wish it played out a little bit different between Scream 6 and now? Absolutely. It's been a rough journey to get to where we are. Yeah, I might have gotten the ultimate little prize having Nev back, but that's great, but I really am gonna miss Melissa Barrera. I am going to miss Sam. I could care less about Tara. I don't care about the twins. I really hope they both get what they deserve. But, we'll see. They haven't been taking too many big swings other than poor little Dewey. Well, we'll see if he even really got it. We'll see what happens. We're going to see. I want to talk about what I really want to see. What I really, really hope we do see and don't see in Scream 7. With the drama that's followed it, up till now with losing Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, losing Chris Sarandon, that would have been cool, hey, but if we didn't lose him, we wouldn't have gotten Kevin Williamson back to really take the helm and give us this. I really think this is Kevin's chance to show Wes, I got your back. I can do it. I learned from the best, and this is personal to Kevin Williamson. I think he is doing this for Wes Craven. That's what I got up here. That's what I got in my heart. I personally feel like they're doing this to make Wes proud. But I really did enjoy both 5 and 6, and then Kevin Williamson didn't have anything to do with that. That was Radio Silence doing their thing, and I think Wes was totally I think he just looks down upon those films and is very impressed, because I surely was thrilled with both of them. I really, really enjoy them. Always have, always will. But with a lot of the crazy news we got months ago about people returning, such as Stu and Roman and Dewey, having David Arquette and Scott Foley and Matthew Lillard back for this, how are they going to be back? Are we going to get a Stu Force Ghost like we got with Billy Loomis in 5 and 6? Or are we going to get flashbacks? I mean, it does worry me. It's been worrying me since it was announced of what we're really going to be in for. I don't want to, it was a ballsy move to kill Dewey, but they had to do something. I don't want to hear the whole, how the fuck could Amber have killed Dewey, the little girl, how could that have happened? We all know how the fuck, it had to have been Stu, whatever, he's gone, he died, he went out in a blaze of glory, maybe a little stupid, he should have known that he shot every round in that freaking revolver, but just it's done, it's over with, he's gone. We need to keep Scream 5 and 6 have to be canon with this, which I think they will be, but they need to be not just canon, but acknowledged. We can't just sweep it under the rug like it never happened. We gotta realize that, because obviously the twins are in here. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen with Chad and Mindy, but, oh my God, Iron Man Chad, oh my God, I don't know. He better they both need to bite the bullet. I was not... that Core 4 bullshit, I loved, out of it all, I really only loved Sam. Melissa Barrera, I got really, really attached to that character, and I sorely am missing her. I've really, really hope the best, and hope we get more with her and something else someday. But it's going to be interesting to see, if somehow, some way, if they really pulled it. That's the reason why they announced the whole crap, They had to cover their ass, because they couldn't keep it a secret if Matthew Lillard was around for this or not. They weren't going to be able to keep that under wraps all this time. But I really do think that if he was alive, I think somehow, some way, the beans would have been spilled by now. I've made it clear since the beginning I'm not on the Stu train, because I think it will devalue greatly devalue that moment from the original Scream with that heavy ass tube TV falling on his head, electrocuting him. Yeah, I get it. You can live through something like that, but if he really did, I think Wes would have known to plant some seeds from Scream 2 on, knowing, okay, hints and hints and hints in Scream 2 and Scream 3 and Scream 4 of him still lurking out there somewhere. But no, we didn't even get any sort of weird hint like that until the whole shrine thing in Scream 7 and Scream 6. So, to just, unless somehow, some way they miraculously pull it off in some sort of like ending scene where, you know, Ghostface gets revealed, well, in a cliffhanger ending, not in the whole third act where Ghostface needs to, you know, explain why they're so evil and doing what they're doing. But if it ends with that mask coming off and you see Matthew Lillard, it's gotta be, if somehow that were to happen, it's gotta be done in the most mysteriously, chaotically, insanely crazy way you can possibly imagine to get me to just hook onto that and be like, okay, I buy it. Okay, that was done exceptionally well. Holy shit. Almost 30 years in the making. You know, that's incredible. But just if somehow they just have, well, he survived somehow. I'm not going to be able to buy that. Same goes for Roman. You know, I think it's going to be just flashbacks or something like that. You know, Sid's going to have some sort of mental breakdown and flashbacks. It's because it's going to be based off, you know, I really hope that they do a good solid focus on her family. Yeah, not having Patrick Dempsey back's going to suck for Scream 7, you know, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. But I just don't want to see if somehow Stu is alive, I don't want to just see him alive. There's got to be that absolute holy shit moment that to even get me to think about accepting it. I think it'd be better off if they just leave it alone and it's just flashbacks and Matthew Lillard's just in there for a paycheck along with Scott Foley. Especially, you know, if they show the flashbacks of Dewey, maybe Gale Weathers is having nightmares and flashbacks, and there's I don't know, maybe it shows the deterioration of their relationship and how they grew apart and just had to break it off. Maybe it shows something like that. That would be kind of interesting, a little different maybe. I'd be okay with something like that. You never know. But I really would like to see that, you know, things like that play out in that kind of way. I know there's those fans out there that just want Stu back for the hell of it, but I don't want Stu back for the hell of it. I want, if somehow he's alive, it's gotta be for the right frickin' reasons. And it's gotta blow my fucking socks off. I just don't think, I think Kevin Williamson is smart enough to know that. I sure as hell know that Nev is smart enough to know that. Courtney Cox, anybody that's attached to this, they don't want anything to deteriorate or even tarnish in the slightest the legacy of the franchise that is Scream. Because I've stated multiple times that I do not think that there is a bad film in the Scream franchise whatsoever, and we need to keep it that way. And I really, really hope that Scream 7 does keep it that way, because like I said, I think this is personal to Kevin Williamson. He is out here, I personally believe he is out there to show everyone he's got what it takes, and he's going to prove to Wes Craven, he's doing this for Wes. That's just how I feel. If you guys have any ideas, let me know down below. What do you want to see in Scream 7? What don't you want to see? Is there anything in particular that you think would really make or break the movie? You know, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. Until next time, you all take it easy, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and be in tune for more to come.